there we are. That was this picture is about 5 years ago with our John Knox Summer Mission Camp. Summer Mission Camp is kind of PBS, only a little bit different. It's service-based. So every day we're doing service projects, and the whole week is geared toward that. So let's go to the next slide, and we're going to do an activity from VBS really quick. Oh, I don't have the thing. Oh, here it is. Okay, so here we go. Y'all, this is a repeat after me song. Everybody alive? Yep. Jesus said to Peter, Peter, do you love me?
Peter, do you love me?
Peter said to Jesus,
Of
course I love you, Jesus. Jesus said to Peter, now all together, feed my sheep. Got it? All right, so that was every morning, and then at the end of our session, every day we would do the sheep, because the theme that year that we did that was feed my sheep. And the goal of the week was that we would collect enough of our pennies and dimes and quarters and dollars to be able to buy a sheep for Heifer International. So at the end of the week, we had a little sheep bucket that people could put their little quarters in. It was cotton balls. It was really cute. And then we had a big chart with a big sheep on it, and it would fill up every day, depending on how much we had. So what I want to say about Summer Mission Camp is that it started before I was there. It had gone for about 2 years before I was there. And this will be, I think, my 8th Summer Mission Camp at John Knox. It came from the culture of the church. This was a creation of 2 or 3 folks. We had gotten down, so we really didn't have children coming to the church. We had a few grandkids, a few kids, but starting with them, we also had a connection with a group called Raise Up Families, which used to be called Westside Homeless Partnership, and then it was called Westside Homeless Prevention, and now it's called Raise Up Families. And it's a group that works with families who are just about to get evicted, and it prevents that. They'll give them the money to prevent that eviction, and they'll also do a lot of counseling and parenting classes, and we had a connection with them. We had people on the board, and so we would go drive around and pick up those kids from wherever they lived and bring them to Summer Mission Camp. What's interesting about this is that the kids from Raise Up Families, who were usually on the receiving end of the help, were now in the position of the helpers. So it was a turnaround that they loved, because they weren't the victims anymore, right? They were the helpers. Every kid can contribute. Every kid can be a helper. And working alongside the adults from the church and from the community, we always have parents come and help and stuff like that. They can do a lot of good. So it's a little different. The focus is on not just learning Bible stories. We did that. But it's on living that out. So I guess we're moving on to kind of the apostle stage without worrying too much about the believer stage, and thinking, sometimes that goes back and forth. It's not a straight line. So, let's see. I'm clicking at the same time. Summer Mission is complete chaos. It's very active. We do very little sitting. We do almost all of it just in our fellowship hall. We don't assign tables, so kids come in, And we say, all right, well, just find a place that you want to sit in this room. And then we have things for them to do at their tables. And a lot of kids don't want to sit with all kids their own age. They'd rather sit with siblings, cousins, or with people they already know. So they mix themselves up. We do have, if little bitties come in, without knowing anyone, we have kind of a little bitty table. and we have one or two helpers who are always with the little bitties because they're good with them. You know, and some of the adult leaders, some of the teen leaders, don't quite know what to do with the little bitties. We have one youth at least with each table. We do encourage parents of the neighborhood kids to stay and volunteer. Not a lot do, but we always have a few that will come in and they'll stay at the table with their kids and be the table leader for the table with their kids. It's important to us that parents, kind of like what we were just hearing, that parents carry on that faith formation process with their kids. At home, if you're doing these projects at church and then home and talk about them and do them together and, think about things like this together, that's better than just coming 1 hour a week. It's very naturally intergenerational. If your parents aren't at the table with you, a lot of times they're nearby, or your aunties are nearby, or your grandparents are nearby. So it works out that way pretty easily. So a typical weekly schedule for summer mission camp is that we have at least one service project every day. Absolutely no exceptions to that. There's some kind of service project. And I'll get into what those kind of things are. We have at least 2 field trips a week. So we're very fortunate at John Knox to have a connection with Houston Christian High School. We have an elder at our church, Dave Jansen, who was a coach there for many years. In fact, he was the track and cross-country coach, and they have a track meet every year now called the Dave Jansen Invitational, so we're like, yes, Dave. He is one of the bus drivers for Houston Christian, and he still bus drives the team around, so he can borrow that bus whenever he wants, whenever it's not being used. So we have a bus, and we don't have to pay for maintenance on the bus or anything. Whenever it's available, we can go. So we've gone on all kinds of field trips to all different places. They have to be reasonably close so we can be back by noon. We do 9 to 12. Every year we do some kind of collaborative art project for the church. Some of you may have been involved a few years ago when we bottle caps. I don't know if y'all remember that when we were like, we need all your bottle caps. Y'all, we still have a lot of bottle caps because people really sent a lot of bottle caps, and they're reproducing, I swear. They're like in this one little cabinet, and the cabinet keeps pushing the doors open. So we may do another bottle cap art this year, I'm not sure. But we've done the bottle cap things, we've done murals, we have this fish thing that we did one year. So that's always a thing we do. And then Friday is water day. So we rent a big water slide because they've all worked hard all week, and we just get them out there and let them play. So that is a typical weekly schedule. So I wanted to talk about a few of the projects we've done. Fun, most exciting project, the thing that the kids absolutely love and won't do without every year is rice and beans. This is what it's called. It's called rice and beans. Okay, first we get to do rice and beans, and they all get all excited. So rice and beans is that at the Fairhaven Food Pantry, and a lot of food pantries, local little food pantries, they get like 25-pound bags of rice delivered to them from the Houston Food Bank, and 25-pound bags of beans, and they need to be divided up into 1-pound bags. So we put beans in giant bowls on each table, and the kids scoop them out and put them in Ziploc bags. This is, you would think like they had gone to Disney World. The kids love this so much. And the cool thing about rice and beans is that the big kids help the little kids. You know, maybe the little kid will hold the bag while the big kid scoops. Or maybe the little kids will be in charge of putting a sticker on the bag. And there's always some kid that ends up volunteering to be the one that pushes the cart around to collect bags as people are done with them. They make it up themselves. And every year it's a little bit different. We get all the supplies ready, and we kind of, you know, the table leaders guide, but the kids can do these things. And it's really fun and it's really cool to watch. Once or twice we've tried to deliver the rice and beans over there, but it's hard to do, and there's not much to do once we get there because it's kind of a small little area, and we can't really tour with like 40 kids or whatever because there's no room, so we kind of don't do that anymore. We've taken a tour of Memorial Assistance Ministries. Again, not very meaningful to the kids because there's just not much to see. We go in the little resale shop and they look at the toys or whatever, but that hasn't been very meaningful to them because it's not doing something. We have toured the SPCA, which is fun because I get to see all the animals, and made cat beds. I think we were trying to make blankets or something, but they turned out really small and kind of rounded. You know, when you do the fleece and you tie the ends, and sometimes if you tie them too tight, they kind of curl up. That makes a good cat bed. So if you happen to tie them too tight, you've made another wonderful thing. And so we brought those all over to the SPCA and donated those, and they were very appreciative. But again, it's something kids can do. And the big kids help the little kids. Some kids need more help than others. So it's one of those things. We've toured the community, several community gardens. We have some good gardening people in the church, and they taught the kids about soil and how you can make soil out of the different components that are, you know, I don't know gardening very well, but you have to put stuff in it. So they would mix it up, you know. They had little baby pools, and you have to mix these things up, and they really enjoyed that. So then we brought the soil over to the community garden so they could use it, and we got to pull weeds. That was fun. I don't know what, you know. You never know who did it. Texas Wildlife Rehabilitation Center is another one of our ministry partners in the community. They're right off Hammerly outside the Beltway, and we've been very involved with them. So we've gone over there and toured, and the kids learned about wildlife. This was, we had one year that we were focusing on creation. So we learned about wildlife, and we brought supplies for them, and I forget what exactly we did, but we did something to help them. Same year, they planted a tree in the church's yard, and that was fun because dirt, again, you know, they got to dig and they got to throw dirt on it, and tree was there for a couple years, didn't quite make it. But you never know with trees. I mean, sometimes they don't make it. We made sack lunches for the search. This is something that kids can do and they get. But the Search Center, if you don't know, is a big center downtown that helps homeless people. And one of the things they do is they distribute sack lunches every day. And they need 100 a day or something like that. So we said our goal was going to be to make 100. And we did. I mean, that wasn't that big a deal. Every kid had to make 2 peanut butter sandwiches. Now, there are adults who were there that day who will now say, never again are we making that many peanut butter sandwiches because they thought that it was too messy or whatever. We're doing it again. We're doing it this year. I don't care. We have not had, speaking of that, we haven't had peanut allergies. We haven't had a single peanut allergy. I don't know what the allergy deal is, but because our kids are mostly super, super low income, they don't have as many allergies. I don't know. I'm just saying, they don't. We have gone to a neighborhood independent living center that we've worked with in the past as a church on different things, and they went and just played board games with the folks that live there, so that was fun. To Reach Unlimited, which is another one of our ministry partners, played bingo with the clients there. We've had the mounted police visit. That's fun, and they'll do that if anybody wants the, mounted police to come to your church. And we made thank you cards for the police, and we also got to feed the horses some carrots, so that was fun. One year, the theme was, I should show you all the t-shirts that I brought as I talk about these. One year, the theme was Christmas, so we had like stars, and we practiced Christmas carols with the kids. This was in August, Christmas in August, and we went over to a nursing home, like really nursing home, and they, pushed all the people out in their wheelchairs, and we sang Christmas carols. Only a few of them were confused about what season, but they really enjoyed singing along. Some of them thought it was really Christmas, but that happens. We made, the list kind of goes on in the things that we have come up with, and every year this is a little challenge to come up with new things that are going to be doable and meaningful and fit with whatever the theme is, although usually we can work that. We made Rice Krispie treats for the firefighters. We have a kid who comes every year whose dad is a firefighter, so we had that connection. We went to a place called Halter Inc., which is a center that uses horses for therapy for kids with, neurological differences, autism, and stuff like that. So that was Christmas too. So we made little treat bags. That was a Christmas year. And they had like a little carrot, but they also had a candy cane, because y'all know horses really like peppermint. And we got to pet the mini horses, and that was fun. One year we had some of the kids walk over to the laundromat that's next door to the church and tape quarters the machines. That was the year that it was a water theme. It was also like a month and a half later was the hurricane. So that was weird. But we were talking about water. You need water to wash things. Not everybody has that. Before we go on, are there any questions so far? Any ideas for mission projects? Because we're always looking for new ones. Okay. So, like I said, we've used a lot of different themes every year. Hey. Oh, there it goes. Okay. So, the first year that I was there, the theme was peace, love, and John Knox. Isn't that cute? And we actually had the kids tie-dye their shirts at the end of the week, but I didn't get to tie-dye mine. And then we had the creation theme. This is my favorite t-shirt ever. Wasn't that cute? And the big catchphrase was, "It was good." So every day we talked about creation. We said, "It was good." And you are good, and God loves you, and stuff like that. So we talked about all the different parts of creation and how precious they are. Then we did Feed My Sheep. Y'all have heard that, right? Feed My Sheep. And we did this cute little thing with heifer. And then we did the water theme, followed by the hurricane. And we had the kids tie-dye these too. So that was fun. And then last year, I was on sabbatical right up until the time of summer mission camp, so I didn't get to plan much, but it was On the Road with Jesus, and the kids drew the design for the t-shirt, which is really cool. And this year, the focus is going to be on food stories in the Bible, which there are lots of, right? And we need a title and a catchphrase, so y'all tell me to use, because we got to have a title and a catchphrase. And what? Eat, drink, and be merry. That's in the Bible. We already did feed my sheep. We can't do feed my sheep again. What? Keep feeding my sheep. And we need a mission partner too to give to collect for through the week. Oh yeah, sorry, squirrel. For this one, for the Christmas one, we collected undies for Everyone. Y'all know that organization? And we put them in we had a giant Christmas stocking. And so every day they got to put their undies in the Christmas stocking, because isn't that everybody's favorite Christmas gift when they get underwear? So that was fun. We got a whole bunch. Yes, Mark?
We were talking about mission partners. There's an organization we work with called Free the Captives. It works with human trafficking.
That's a good one. Free the captives, Mark said for the record. I don't know, I have to put this on microphone so they can. Okay, so free the captives. What would we do with them?
Well, they have all kinds of things.
Really?
Yeah, as the year goes on, they ask for, and it's very unusual donations. You know, sometimes it's makeup, sometimes it's school supplies. But it's very unusual, and so we hear different things, different awareness.
Okay, what Mark said is Free the Captives is an organization that works with human trafficking, to end human trafficking. They work with people who are coming out of that situation. And they have various collections through the year of all kinds of different things. And so maybe that's one we could work with. Thank you, I appreciate that. Any other food ideas? Yes, Miguel?
Food idea. I was just curious, when do you have this? What is the protocol?
We do it usually like the first week in August, and it's Monday to Friday, 9 to 12. So old school VBS times. We don't have another VBS. This is it for us. So, and we kind of refer to it as VBS, but also Summer Mission Camp. I don't know. We sort of go back and forth on that because people know what VBS is. We just say like it's mission-based VBS. So, what else?
Something about gathering at table.
Oh yeah, come to the table. That might work. Come to the table as a theme. I like that. We could do a lot with that. I have to make, what? I have to stop talking? That's the, no. I have a cure. Okay, well, so that's Summer Mission Camp. Thank you all for the help. And any other, I'm happy to talk to people about it afterwards. That's it.